I'm Mauri Goins.
And I'm Dina Blair.
We're single moms,
Living life for the first time, just like our kids.
Real talk from the carpool to the crib.
A podcast about single motherhood,
Black womanhood,
and everything in between.
And maybe we can make your way in the pickup line a little more bearable. I'm Mauri Goins.
And I'm Dina Blair.
And this is the pickup line. After going through carpool, it's like we knew the phone was gonna ring.
Oh yeah, it's like 8:02.
Yeah.
2 minutes after 8.
Yeah, it was either gonna be.
Did you drop off?
Wait, it was either gonna be Dina or Julie.
Yeah,
I don't know. Julie was first, or Dina
and then me. Yeah,
I didn't know who it was. It was gonna be Dina or Julie. Somebody was gonna call me, and I was gonna be like, "Man, guess what happened yesterday?"
I don't even know how that started. Like, how do we even start doing that?
Because I think that
we
for all the mothers out there that have besties, I think that a safe time to talk or to pick up that line is right after carpool.
Oh, absolutely.
Because after carpool, when you've got that 20-minute, 25-minute drive, or you dropped off and then went to work, or I would drop off and Julie was going way past Roswell, we had that hour to 45 minutes to talk.
Yeah.
To talk before you.
So therapeutic.
Yes, before you went to the grocery store, before you did 15,000 things, which people are like, oh, well, she's not working. She's a stay-home mom. There ain't nothing to do. What? No. I had one friend say,
there's more to do.
If somebody tells you there's nothing to do in a day and you got 3 kids, then they lying.
100%.
Then they're lying. First of all, your phone never goes off again. It stays by your pillow. And you grab that phone, you're like, hello. Even when you're in the midst of your sleep, you're like, hello.
Yeah.
You know, you.
On some level, do you feel like being a stay-at-home mom is like more work in a way? Because I feel like you have to prove yourself in some way. Do you ever feel that way?
That is
like you have to prove yourself.
That is one reason I've always been envious of the moms that go to work. For me, I, as a stay-home mom, felt like to so many people, I get a lack of respect because it's like, oh, well, she can stay home. You ain't got nothing to do. I worked all my life. Like I didn't. I worked all my life. I don't have nobody taking care of me. Okay. I was like, I get so misjudged between the gold digger role, the she ain't doing nothing role, he taking care of her role. They just forgot about me. Right? And I'm okay with that. I'm cool with that. Like, okay, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, they'll never know who it is or how it is to be me because they never walked in my shoe. They never had to come in the house and juggle 3 kids that were this spread apart.
Right. And
get the lack of respect. It's like I'd be having a conversation with somebody and try to tell them something about, say it's something going on socially in the world or politically or economically. Right. And they just look at me like, yeah, okay. Right. She don't know.
Or surprised.
Well, just because I stay at home with kids doesn't mean I don't have degrees.
Right.
Doesn't mean I don't know how to read.
Right.
Doesn't mean that I'm dumb or doesn't make me any less of a success as you.
Right.
Because I stayed home with my kids.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't mean that I'm not smart. I am.
Or that you don't have a purpose.
You know how many mothers, mothers that stay at home, that are stay-home moms that are married, and now that their kids are getting older, that I talk to, and they're like, what am I going to do now? What is my purpose?
Or they're out.
I have one friend that's my neighbor, and she was like, she's a lawyer. She went out and got a nursing degree, and she was like, one day these kids are going to be gone, and I'm going to have to do something. And I think that's awesome. But her husband is also neck and neck with her when it comes to raising the kids. He's also like, I'll take him here. I'll take her here. I'll get this. I'll get that. I didn't have that. Everything that was happening was going to fall on me. And I was reading an article one time, and it said, what amount of money should a stay-home mom make? You can't, in my eyes, for me staying home, giving up my career, I have never been married. Now, I've had guys I mess around with, right? But they gonna break up with me. And at some point, they gonna break up with me.
Right.
They gonna break up with me.
Yes.
Because ain't nobody coming in here to live with me and my kids.
That's right.
Right? That's off limits.
Right.
They gonna break up with me because they only gonna get so close.
That's right.
right?
Right.
They only gonna get some
I
clothes.
agree with that. I mean,
right?
there are going to be
It's
some
like,
moms that don't, but I agree with that
you ain't waking up with Mariah and Gracie.
at all.
No. That's where we draw the
That's
line.
not happening.
I don't care who's paying the bills. I mean, there's been guys that I've dated, I had to explain
You know,
pulling up in a new car.
Your children are going to be so surprised that you dated, by the way, but.
Well, they're not surprised. They
maybe
didn't
one.
like it. That's a whole nother show too, right? So, but
Yes.
it was like, and I remember laughing. I used to tell you this, right? I used to tell you and Julie this. I'm about to get broke up
Right.
with. Like, I'm about to get broke up with. Like, and y'all like, what? I'm like, oh, it's happening. It's here, right? You can get comfortable. You can't get that comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had men tell me, oh, you just don't want to be married. I do want to be married, but not at the expense of my kids.
It's not, well, prioritizing it, I guess, you know?
Mm-hmm. I didn't want that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I look at my life, and I'm very grateful to the co-parenting relationship that I have with their dad, but you can't give me back what I've given you. Mm-mm. You can't put a price tag on raising amazing little people. Mm-hmm. You can't give me back all the things that I've sacrificed, no matter what it was. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm a lot of things. I'm a good mother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm a good mother.
And it's still a choice.
It is still a choice.
Like, you still made the choice to make the sacrifices. And I hate to use the word sacrifice. I got to think of something that doesn't sound like we lost something. You know what I mean? Because we gained.
Well, I did.
I mean, yeah, but we gained so much other stuff too. But
it's
it is at a sacrifice. Scale. Like, you have to decide, like, right? Am I going to do this or I'm going to do that? Mm-hmm.
But if you put these things on a scale,
listen,
right?
You can't add up that salary because you're talking chauffeur, therapist, doctor,
girl, seamstress, cook,
maid.
Mm-hmm. I remember when I finally learned how to start cooking, my kids were like, "Oh,
do you know how to sew?"
I would patch up clothes. Like, I remember going to volleyball games.
I wouldn't get that salary.
I can remember being at a volleyball game one time. This is no lie. This is the funniest story. We get to the volleyball game. The kids are about to get on the court. And Mariah's like, I don't have a shoe.
A shoe?
I was like, what? She's like, I forgot my shoe. I'm like, your whole shoe?
She had one, but not the other one. I have a shoe story too.
I was like, Coach, look. I was like, Coach, what size you wear?
Right?
And then I'm racing through. I mean, we used to laugh because I would always carry this big bag on my shoulder. Mm-hmm. And in that big bag, it would have everything, right? Mm-hmm. But I did not have a shoe. So I was like, Coach, give Mariah a shoe. When I tell you, I walked that whole, like, at the time, Big South and tournaments were huge.
Yeah.
I walked that gym till I found a shoe vendor, and boy, they were not cute.
Oh,
they were not cute. And they were
only
expensive.
You would think about that.
And they were expensive.
That part.
I walked up there.
You got me that part.
Look, you're going to have my child support. Right. Let me get a shoe. Let me get a shoe. And I came back to that court. Right? I came back to that court, and Mariah had some shoes. She was like, don't you
Right.
If you thought you was getting Jordans.
Oh, you gonna wear these shoes.
Because Mariah's my girl that wanted a fly shoe. I was like, well, right now you got on Mizuno. Like, right, you gonna have on Mizuno. Yeah, I was like, you gonna have on Mizuno. I was like, girl, I knew that look was coming. She had that side ponytail with that little headband on and looked at me. I'm like, put the shoe on. It ain't a good color. It don't match your uniform.
But it's a shoe, yeah.
She had a shoe, right?
Yep. So we were rushing out of the house one day to get to school because, I drop the girls off every day. And jokingly, I like pull out and we're rushing because we're running behind. I'm like, okay, you got your lunch, you got your water, you have all your stuff, you have your computer. And Kay goes, I don't have my shoes. And I just started laughing because I knew she was joking. I'm just driving down the side of the street. I'm like, okay. I said, wait, are you serious? And she's like, I forgot my shoes. And I could
just see her just off. Yeah.
I forgot my shoes. Her sister's like this. I don't know. She must have been like 5. Like, she was little. But literally, we're rushing. So I'm like, grab your shoes, put them on in the car. Like, let's just go. Had to turn back and go get her shoes. So we were late, of course. But
yeah, I would have been pulling over at somebody's, I don't want to say that word, but at the store.
At 7 a.m, where are we going?
Yeah. It's, it's things like that they don't take into consideration. Or they're not like, man, I can't believe you went through that today.
Or you get up every day and get them ready, especially when they're little, and do their hair and get them ready for school. Or in the middle of the night when you are dead tired and someone isn't feeling well and they come and get in bed with you, which, whatever, you have to take care of your kids, but it's just all those little things that you just do on a daily basis. You don't really think about unpacking. I couldn't wait till my girls were old enough to pack their own lunch.
I can remember
so happy
they
when they started
called
making
me
their own
at
lunch.
Montessori school, and they were like, Gracie's so upset. She's so upset. And I'm like, why? And they're like, she's just crying. She's upset. And I'm like, what? Because she couldn't play. She was scared to mess up her outfit. She thought I was going to get her.
Oh.
And Gracie was like, get these bows out of my hair. I would go buy those bows
yeah,
for
she
her.
don't want those bows.
And I would have her in all these bows. Gracie was like, get these bows out of my hair. I'm like, I'm tired of this. Like, right. So they had told me, I think this was with every kid.
So sweet.
Stop dressing them so nice. Let them play. But, I was proven to the world that I was super mom.
Yeah.
I wanted them to look good. It was just, all these things that I thought that I had to do excellent.
To prove, yeah.
Because I was a single mother.
Yeah.
I thought I had to do all these things right.
Yeah.
Because I'm a single mom. I thought I had to just do, it was like, D, come in the house, sit at the table, do your homework, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And with each kid, I will say this to any parent. That first kid, you're like, oh, my baby, don't. Everybody. And then the second kid, it's like, oh, okay, don't. And then the third kid, you're like, she be all right. She be all right. She might can make it. And I'm still a little hands-on with Gracie. I have conversations about that all the time that, at some point you got to let her go.
Well, we talked about that when she was driving a few weeks ago when she's coming home. And I was like, just let the girl go.
And then when you're a single mother and it's stuff like that, I have to hash that out with you. Like, I don't have somebody else to hash it out with. So I have to hash it out with you or Mariah or Dee. And it's like, and, she would want me to be hashing it out with her, but she's still the child.
Yes.
So I kind of get opinions from a couple other people to say, am I backing up too early? Am I backing up too soon? Because parenting is different in these days than it was in our days, right? Gosh. We didn't have social media with predators online. We didn't have Life 360. We didn't have so many of the things that we did. We just trusted God with our kids, which I'm trusting God with my kids now, but I'm still watching, right? But I'm still watching. So it's just crazy how, people can put up a camera in their house, but the camera's not a mother.
No. And what are you going to do? Like, how are you going to get there? Well,
the camera's not a parent.
Yeah.
You still got to be present.
Yep.
You still have to take time. You still have to ask, like, how was your day?
Intentionally, you have to make those moments intentional. One of the people I work with, she says those car rides in the morning and after school are so precious because it's that time. This is why I love having mothers around me that are ahead of me with raising their kids, is because they can say little nuggets like that. And it makes me appreciate that time. She's like, oh, you're just going to pick up, your oldest daughter today, just going to be you guys in the car. I love those times. It's like, those are really precious moments. And I'm like, oh, I guess they are precious moments. Cause I'm thinking I got to take her from here to here, not like the time in between. So that would be my advice, is like, the time goes by so quickly.
It does.
And just being able to really hold on to those moments where they want to hug you and hold your hand.
It does.
And like, even as teenagers, like having that conversation in the car, even if you're riding in the car and they don't want to talk.
Oh, I've had that. I've driven in the silent treatment and was mad.
I still do.
And I was mad. I'm like, do you see me?
Now I'm like, whatever. I'm like, do
you see me? I mean, how awkward. You just driving down the street.
Not talking.
Yeah.
But then you have to realize their personality
their
personality may not be your personality, right?
Right.
Because I have one who's a talker and one who's not a talker.
I've learned that.
And stop trying to put my personality off on my children or my desires, my wants, my whatever. And like, this is who she is. Like, I need to accept, like, this is who she is.
And that's a good lesson for me, because I'm a talker and I'm outgoing and I'm like, tell me,
turn the music up.
And then my kid is like,
right,
it's 7:00.
That's exactly.
I'm like, and
yeah,
I don't want to talk.
You're like all the more reason to be excited.
No, and then I'm like, are you okay? Look, it's me. It's 6:00 in the morning. Are you okay?
And then they're like, am I okay? Because something's wrong with me because my mom is like this and I'm not like this.
Are you all right? Are you hello?
Yeah.
And then I'm like texting. She's not even talking to me. Call me when you drop off because she won't even talk to me.
Right.
And then you're like, why? What happened? I'm like, I don't even know. She just ain't talking. And then I'm
That's
like,
just who she is.
okay.
Yeah, it's just who
And
she
then
is.
and then it's awkward. It's like,
for you.
yeah. So then I turn on Waze because I'm like, okay,
Waze will talk to me.
like somebody gonna talk to me. Like Google Maps will talk to me. I was like, I'm like, and it's crazy, but now I know, and I've learned that in the morning, and it's me and Gracie. I learned that give her a minute.
Yes.
And then I might text her and be like, because when we had our first house and Dee was little, and this is when me and their dad lived together, we had an intercom. It was like a big old thing on the wall. It was like intercom or a phone system. You could pick it up and be like, hey, hello. Like, so you're in one room because we weren't texting then. So this is how the age of my children have evolved.
Right.
So I would pick up the intercom. Hey, you good? Hey, or whatever. Now it's the phone. It's text, and I'll text. I'll text Gracie in the morning. Good morning, sunshine. When she hasn't come down, I'm like, hey, you good? Or if we didn't go to church that morning, church is on. Or little things like that, right? And now I've learned after the silence going to school, she's probably really just not a morning person.
Right.
And
right.
I didn't know that then. Then I thought I expected everybody to get up happy like me. Like, hey, I got my coffee. I walked 4 miles. I did 2 loads of laundry.
Yeah.
I even swept the kitchen up.
Yeah.
I would do
a brand new day.
When I tell you, as a single mother, me, and I'm meticulous, before my kids got up, I had a load of clothes in the washer. I done fixed them breakfast. Yes. I done moved this, changed that, watered the plants, fed the dog. And then they're looking at me like, is something wrong with you? Right. And I'm like, no, I'm ready.
Right.
I got their water bottles filled. I've got everything done, and we're out the door. I mean, that's just what I've learned. I get up in the morning and I get going. And Gracie, my little one, would look at me like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just up.
Have you learned what things now, I guess they're not home with you, but looking back, there are things that you probably could have taken out of the morning routine that would have given you a little bit more time.
Oh yeah.
You know, like that's what I've learned for myself.
But
with the kids.
I was so busy trying to be meticulous mom. Super mom.
Yeah, improving yourself.
Mom and dad.
Yeah.
Mom and social worker, mom and this person, mom and I'll get up and I'm like, you have tutoring, and then with Gracie, she didn't get out of volleyball practice till 10 o'clock at night, so I was momming all day, right? And then because I wanted to be the mom, I would stay in the gym and watch our practice. Mariah and Dee were like, why are you there? Because I think she plays better when I'm there.
Well, it becomes your identity
but that's dumb. They don't play better because you're there. Well, like, right? I think they play better because I'm there. Well, you could have been, and then finally, me and another mom got to the point where we would leave. Yeah. We was like, come on, let's just go get us, let's just go chill. Let's go do something. So finally, me and Miss J would leave. But we'd come back at the hour when they were scrimmaging.
That's what I do,
And, you learn. You learn that as a single mom, you don't have to be super mom.
Yeah. And those are moments where you can take back some of your time and do something for yourself.
And that's again.
Or you're like me in the car working.
Yeah. Yeah, you will be in the car.
Laptop.
You'll be in the car working. But that's again where it's like a whole purpose of the pickup line. I wish I had a me to say this.
Yeah.
I wish I had somebody to just be like, girl, talk to your friends for that hour in the morning. In the morning, talk to your friends, talk about scripture, talk about how your day went, vent, get it out. And then tomorrow we're going to talk again. Yeah. I wish I had somebody to outline all these things for me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't. I mean, I was just trial and error. I'm going to figure this out. But I think that as mothers, and especially as single mothers, you want better for your kids. You want your kids to be better than you are. Yeah. It's like, don't be me. Be better than me.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's how I am with my kids on education and my daughter. I'm like, have your own money, have your own independence, have your own, way that you want to live your life. Don't, and I had to do this to my son. I said this in the last episode. I had to make sure he could take care of a family. Well, with my girls, I have to make sure that they're going to be good with or without. Right? I'm not raising them to hate men. Of course, I want them all to have a husband, a wife, or whatever you want, whatever your flavor is. I want you to have that. But I want you to be able to take care of yourself in the interim of that. In case that doesn't work out, you're okay. If that does work out, then you two have a great life together, whatever that is. If I was a younger person, your friend, somebody that you work with, or somebody that you did a lot of things with, and I was a single mom and I came to you for dating advice, what advice would you give me?
Ooh, that's an interesting way to approach this. Younger than me, a single mom, I would say that your children are number one. So whatever you're doing, dating wise, that it doesn't interfere with you raising your children. I don't know. I've gone out on dates, but I can't say that I've really dated. Honestly, I just haven't met. I think if I met someone that I wanted to date,
right,
I would date them. My daughters are like, my oldest is like, yeah, mom needs to go on dates so she'll like not be over a helicopter mom or like, around us all the time. And then my youngest is like, no, I love my mom.
Do you feel like as a single mom you should get on the apps?
No, I won't. That's like my literal like quick response is like, no. I'm not in it like that. Like I'm not interested in it to that where I need to like get on apps. I feel like if the right guy comes along, then it's
kind of like what God has for you, He has
kind
for you,
of.
right?
Like, I don't know if that's La La Land or like looking through life through rose-colored glasses or whatever, but and it just has to be the right guy. Like I've gone out on dates, like I said, but it's just like some of the guys I just feel like are just like I have a hang up with age. Meaning like most of the guys that ask me like want to go out with me are a lot younger than me.
I've only dated one guy that was older than me in my whole life.
And most guys I dated are older than me, but I married a guy younger than me. And I went against a lot of my usual when I got married. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer. Would I go on a date? Yes, I'll go out on dates. Am I like dating someone? I'm getting to the point now where I would date someone where it would lead to something like a relationship. I think.
Yeah. See, I had issues with. I had issues with people meeting my kids. Like I wasn't. I was never interested in you and meeting my kids until I knew you were him.
Yeah.
One person has met my kids, but that's because I dated him 30 years ago.
Right.
He came back into the picture. He met my kids. Gracie was not having it. Like she was just not nice.
Well, I had a similar situation.
Yeah, it was
right.
She was not having it. She was like, yeah, no. But that's when I told you, like before, I know that I might be dating you and having fun or kicking it or whatever, and I'm gonna get broke up with.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to, we could go to your house or we could we can't. You could see my house when my kids wasn't here, but you ain't staying in my house.
Well, it's that, but there's another factor. I think the guys that you date, I don't think you have to meet someone who has a level of esteem, like self-esteem and confidence. And I think men sometimes compare. Well, people in general compare.
100%.
And I think what happens is they're going to compare to what they can do based on what your life is like now.
Correct.
Then that's, they got to come correct.
And I've done, it's like, for me in my life, their dad is going to always be my family, regardless to what he does to me. Right. And what he does to me is not the issue, right? How our relationship was is not the issue. The issue is he's my family and his family is my family. And they're my family because of my kids. So there's been a whole lot of times that I've been in a room or on a trip and I'm like, I gotta go. It's my kids. Yeah. And sometimes if my kids aren't comfortable being in that situation without me, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Right? And I had a good relationship with his mom and his grandma. And she's like my mom, right? I'm gonna go. And explaining that to my boyfriend was a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
And I think you said that earlier when you were talking about you and your ex. If he would have introduced you and the girl and his ex in a different way, it would be different.
Yeah.
Right? You guys would have probably liked each other, or
Yeah.
you guys probably would have had a better relationship.
Yeah. But I think he was trying to keep both going at the same time, which is why that didn't go that way.
Right.
But that's a whole different topic.
Right. It is. It is a whole different topic. And it's a topic that you have with dating, because it's like, I want my kids to respect both of us. I would keep a lot from my kids or eat a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So my kids didn't have to see one side.
Mm-hmm.
And the perception in the world says, oh, the mama's telling the kids this, this, and this. Baby, listen, viral moment. You don't have to tell your kids anything about a man.
Exactly.
They are going to see for themselves.
That's what I said.
They will see for themselves.
They sure will.
But what I have to tell my kids is, regardless to what happened with me and him, he's their dad. He's your dad. And I have to tell people that I've dated before, I'm not with him. We're not dating. He's not dating me. I'm not dating him. But I am going.
Right.
And I'm going to be there.
Right.
And I'm going to be right there by his side and their side, because he's my family.
So what if it was flipped? Like, how would you handle that flipped? If like a guy that you're dating has a similar relationship with like the mother of his children, and he's like, her mother has passed away, and you guys are like, you know, at St. Bart, like you're on an island somewhere, and he's like, I gotta go because the mother of my children, their grandmother has passed away, so I have to leave and go.
I would expect you to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm confident enough in myself, and I'm secure enough with who I am as a woman.
Yes.
A mother and a friend.
Yeah.
I want you to go.
And doesn't that speak to who he is as a person?
100%.
So you would hope the person you're dating would look at it like, I respect that as a mother.
Because what you have to understand is, when there's blended families, right? Our kids don't get to pick and choose who their mom and dad are. Our kids don't get to pick and choose whether we like them or not, right? You might not ever like your ex. He's still their dad.
That's right.
I'm still friends with my sister's ex-husband. I am friends with his new wife. It puts you in a shitty position at times, but it is the right thing to do. Yeah. And when I say it's the right thing to do, I can remember when I said I dated a guy from 30 years ago. My kids didn't always like it or didn't love it. And this is the funniest story in life, because I was so nervous. We were going to a Beyonce concert, and he was going to take his kids. I was going to bring Mariah and Gabby. Yep. And we were all going to go together, and he's going to get a driver, and he's going to do this. I'm nervous. I probably drank too damn much because I was so nervous, right? I was like, oh my God. I know he got a phobia about leaving places early. I knew Mariah was going to give me shit when she had to leave early. I just wasn't winning at all, right? So I go, and he calls me, and he's like, oh yeah, my ex-wife wants to come. I'm like, to the concert? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, with all the kids? And this is really like the first time they've seen each other kind of ever. Yeah. Like, right? My daughter hadn't been around his daughters. I mean, I was like, okay. And I'm like, it's their mom. Mauri, get over it. Right. She should be with her kids at Beyonce. It's all about women, right? I think at the time she had an all-woman band concert. It was like power to the people. So I'm like, okay, sure, bring her. Right. Well, she sat next to me. Yes. And danced with me. Yes. And I was like, hey, girl. Like, so.
You're so good at that.
And so.
I need some of that.
It was like, what was I going to do? Right. Right. Because I got to respect this woman. Yes. Because she's their mom.
And that's the mature thing to do. Like, that's adult.
And guess what? The other woman knows. She knows him just like you know him. She knows him probably as well as you know him, because she had him before. So that first wife knows shit that second wife don't. And even though we weren't married, and I've never married him, she gets that respect. Yeah. She gets that respect. Yeah. So when I have to go to him and say, hey, I got to go for Thanksgiving to my ex's house. Right. He's like, what? And this is where I draw the line. You can be mad.
Yeah.
And you can be as mad as you want to. I'm going with my kids.
Yeah, but your kids are going to be there.
I'm going with my
exactly.
kids.
So you're going to go be with your kids.
I'm going with my kids.
Yeah.
And in my household, they can get mad at their dad, but I'm the Band-Aid that keeps this family together.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the matriarch that says, I know he sucks.
But
right? And sometimes as mothers, we get mad and we blurt off at the mouth and but he's still your father.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because his mother used to say to me all the time, you can't choose your family. You can't choose.
Mm-hmm.
But we can forgive. We can figure it out.
Yeah.
Right? You give each person a chance to show that they want to do better.
Yeah.
In any situation. And if that person doesn't grow, it doesn't hurt you because you've done what you could.
That's right.
You've done what you could to try to bridge. You know, I think the Pope said we should be building bridges instead of walls.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same thing with families. We've got to build bridges, right? People remarry. People redate. People decide to break up.
Yeah.
Because my sister decided to divorce her ex-husband doesn't mean he's not my niece's dad. So I got to turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, you know, everybody welcome. Here it is, right?
So
it's like Fantasy Island.
You're
like,
so good at that.
It's like Fantasy Island. It's like, welcome to the island.
But
right?
now you're in like you're kind of like entering a new chapter as far as dating is concerned, because I mean, your youngest is in college now.
Correct.
So now, if we ever go out, would you do an app? We talked about this.
I can't do an app.
Yeah, you wouldn't do an app either.
I can't do an app. I'm not doing an app. I just finally went public on Instagram. Like, right. I'm not doing an app because
welcome to 2025.
Yes, and it's like my privacy. Like, right?
No, I get it.
I have held the privacy of my family with a really, really high esteem.
Mm-hmm.
I have, I don't meet a lot of my ex's girlfriends because I know there's going to be another one. And then there's going to be another one.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have time for that.
Mm-mm.
Right? And I'm sure they think one way of me, and I don't really care what they think. Right? But I think that if they knew me and they met me, they would love me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
I think that they would.
But then you have all these new friends, and we ain't got no new friends.
No new friends. It's over. It's over. I will respect you.
Yes.
And I'm cool with you. I have old friends. Like, I have another friend that just asked me, she's like, are you going to come to my birthday party? I can't wait. I haven't seen you in so long. And I'm like, girl, I'm in New York with D. And I couldn't. Mm-hmm. Right? And I think that when you're dating people hear so many sides to the ex, or this about the ex and that about the ex. And they draw all these conclusions of the ex. And then in my case, it's she just wanted this or she just wants that. Y'all know what I want.
Right.
And if you want to know, ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you want to know, ask me. I'm the realest person on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to know something about me, ask me. Who you going to get the information from better than me?
Right.
What am I going to gain by lying?
Right.
Like, mm-hmm. Right? So you got to, so when you're divorced parents or your parents that aren't with the other people or whatever, everybody has a story. There's two sides to every story, and there's one truth. Right? So somebody may look at my truth as different than his truth or his truth, but I think it's important, no matter what the relationship is between the mom and the dad, the kids didn't decide to be here.
Yeah.
It's not their fault. Right? You got to get along.
Yeah.
If y'all always fighting, that generational sin goes to your kids' kids. Like, right? Are we going to carry this on for D's grandkids?
That's a real thing right there. Is like really deciding to make those choices to kind of to break that stuff that's been happening generation after generation after generation. And I wish that the relationship that I had with my girl's father, my ex-husband, was better. Mm-hmm. But it's not. And it doesn't really seem like he really wants it to be better. But I would love to be able to co-parent. I would love to be able to send a message and say, hey, here's the latest, which I do. I send like videos from the latest soccer game or whatever, but really have a conversation like, hey, she wants to do this for XYZ. What are your thoughts on it? Without it being it's like a constant battle for like control or something like that. I don't know. It's those are insecurities that I can't, like, I don't have the time to, I'm not fleshing that out.
Also you have to understand this. Like, people used to want to think this about me. They would want to think I was bitter. They would want to think I was keeping him from his kids. But little does the world know, I'm the glue that kept them together.
Yeah, so you never were trying to keep anybody apart at all.
If it was a vase that had been broken, or say let me give you an analogy, like if my family was a vase and it had been broken, I'm the super glue. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't for me. It wasn't because I was super gluing it for me. Right. I was super gluing it for them.
Yeah.
Because whatever happened when I was a little girl, and the trauma that I experienced when I was a kid, or the trauma that he experienced when he was a kid, I'm breaking that with these kids. Mm-hmm. I tell my kids all the time, y'all will stay close.
Yeah.
You all will stay close. Mm-hmm. I will have no division in this family. Mm-hmm. I've said that to them about their dad, about their cousins. Like, I still love his nieces and nephews, right? I do. And whoever I'm with, they're going to have to understand that we're a blended family.
Yeah.
And I hope that his family comes with my family. Mm-hmm. But that's why I've always made it a point. It wasn't that I didn't want to meet the women that he was dating because, oh, I'm jealous, or, oh, I don't like her. Oh, I got the... No, baby, you don't want to know my truth. My truth is very hard to deal with. Mm-hmm. And I'm very confident in who I am. I'm not worried about you coming in and doing nothing. I've raised some stable kids. But I feel like when it's time, it's time. When it's time for you to get to know who I really am, you might not like it. Because the way he's taking care of me, he might not take care of you.
Right.
Right? The things that I have, you may not get. Right? But I'm not in a competition with you. I'm their mother. Mm-hmm. And he ain't with me. He ain't cheating on me with you. I don't know what he's doing with you. Like, I don't know. I don't know who he's with on Christmas. Yeah, that ain't got nothing to do with me. But I know where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I know that, I want your kids to have a good relationship with their dad. I want all kids of divorce to have good relationships with the opposite people. Yeah. I want everybody to be able to get along.
Yeah.
And that's what I had when I grew up. When I grew up, my stepfather had 5 kids. My mother had 4. I remember my stepfather's ex-wife, that he was my step's brothers and sisters' mom. Mm-hmm. They would all be at my house for Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. Everybody would be over.
Yeah.
My stepbrother, Gregory, I love. He would let me get in his Nova and we'd be riding around like, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I love them. My mother never divided us. My mother never not welcomed those kids. Mm-hmm. And I never said the word step probably until today. They were my brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And I love them, and I think we need more of that with broken homes and broken families, because I would have loved to have been married for 25 years.
Yeah. So what you're proposing really requires people to kind of put their self aside and look, because you're very big picture. Like, you're looking at the end. You're looking at like how this is going to affect not your children, but your children's children, and on and on and on.
Correct.
It's like, and we tend to live so much in the moment. And how does this serve me right now, where I'm doing in my space? Mm-hmm. And I think that what you're saying is like, obviously such a better scenario, because in the long run, that's when we start seeing families really be family again.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can be mad at your sister, and you can be mad at your brother, and you can be mad at your mother, and you can be mad at your dad. The point is to make peace.
Yeah, you're so good with that, because I don't remember who we were talking about. I had like a revelation. We were talking about somebody, and somebody did something, and you're like, it was like a friend, and you're just like, so and so, this is blah blah blah. I am not fooling with her, and I'm like, okay, we're not fooling with her, like, right? So I'm just like, we're not fooling with her, like, done.
Mm-hmm.
But then like a few days later, you like talk to her or something. I was like, wait, like I thought we weren't fooling with her,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That's called grace. That's
like,
called
I thought
grace.
we were fooling with her.
That is called grace. That is called grace. And I am one to be full of grace.
Yeah.
I mean, in my friendships, I'm the friend that is probably going to tell you the truth, right? You go, and then you go hate me. We already talked about that with the hair.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna hate me for a minute, but that is, God is so good and forgiving that who am I not to forgive?
Right.
Who am I not to forgive?
Right.
You got to do something really mean to me.
Yeah.
To bring out Nikki.
See, I forgive, but I'm still like, but we're still not fooling with her.
And I'll speak to you. I'll see you next week and be like, hi.
Yeah.
How are you? I'll probably hug you, give you a kiss.
Yeah.
Keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
But there have been a few friends that I've had where Nikki has had to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki's somebody that we should leave in Indiana.
Yeah.
We should leave her there, right? We should leave her there, right? Because I'm passionate about my people. I'm passionate about my kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, their father has met Nikki. Like, I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about.
People are gonna
what
be like,
we do.
Who's Nikki?
Exactly.
She your bodyguard?
Yeah, they'll figure it out. But I'm passionate about those things. I'm not a jealous woman, right? I'm not a jealous person. I'm not mad. Like, right? I get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really get mad. I get hurt.
Yeah.
But I feel like when it comes to children, you put aside your anger and your hurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You put it aside.
And don't subject them to it.
And guess what? Parents are people.
Oh my gosh. I've said that to my daughters before.
Parents are people.
I'm a person. I have
when
feelings.
When they grow up to see who their parent really is, then they have to extend their parents grace.
Yeah.
Parents are people. We all have what we think is the perfect parent.
Yeah.
But just because their dad wasn't perfect to you doesn't mean they get to disrespect him. They don't. Just because he wasn't good to you and he treated you bad, I'm not saying he beat you or like beating you and all that shit. That's a whole different story, right? There's a way to forgive some of that shit. Like, you can't be beating my mama. Like, you can't be doing that shit. Like, we're gonna have to have a whole lot of grace or a whole lot of distance. But we forgive them. Like, you can't tell your kids, when your kids are old enough, they'll see for themselves who they're dealing with. And then once they see for themselves, it's their choice to make the decision on how they want to handle the relationship with him, with her, with whomever, right? It's like having a mother-in-law that you think is the wicked witch. In order for that marriage or that relationship to even kind of be evenly yoked, you got to find some good in the woman.
Have to. Yeah,
right?
You have to.
It's some good in everybody. But sometimes in relationships, bitterness takes over and takes control of somebody's life. But bitterness is something that internally you have to get over. Like, I can't pour honey over your bitterness and hope you get a little sweeter. Like, that's not going to happen. You got to do that for yourself. And so you have to teach your kids, like, hey, I'm going to see your grandma. Right? I'm going to see him. Let's get your shit packed and let's go. And I've sat through a whole lot of shit where I know they was all talking about me. I know.
So do you think, like, when you start dating somebody, seriously dating someone, that you get to the point where that person like goes through those things with you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ideally.
Absolutely.
And Yubi could, if he actually were to date somebody, like for real, date somebody like he really was going to like settle down with.
Well, I'm not going to say for real, because I'm not going to disrespect any of his exes. I don't know those stories. I don't know those situations. My kids have met people that he has dated. I have decided to stay on the background for simply because I think it's better to keep the peace. Right? I'm not walking in the room and nobody's ice grilling me. Right? Because I'm gonna walk in the room like the peacock. That's just my personality. I'm coming in the room like, and I don't want to disrespect anybody he's dealing with.
Yeah.
So I guess, Dina, if the question is, if he were to find somebody that he was going to settle down with, that he loved truly, that loved my kids, respected my kids and the relationship that I have with him and my kids. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
She'd be welcome into the fold.
Mm-hmm.
She'd be, it would be something new for me.
Yeah.
But she would be welcome into the fold, because I have to be able to trust this person,
right,
with my children and my grandchildren.
Yeah, grandchildren, right?
Like, right. So I think about, I'm wise beyond my years.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bible says, you know them by their fruit. I can look at you
Mm-hmm.
and tell if you some fruit I want to deal with. I can look at you and say, I'm gonna stay back and let that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let that simmer.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I've lived my life like, when you're starting to bake and you sift the flour, and you gotta sift the flour so you make sure you have the best and the finest flour at the bottom to make your cake.
Mm-hmm. That's
what I do. I do it with my friends. I do it with my kids' friends. I sit back and watch. I can remember Mariah doing a show, and her manager was sitting next to me, and I said, that one right there gonna be a problem for her. And she started laughing, and she's like, what? I said, right here. He ain't gonna pick her. She goes, how do you know that? Again, I think that we need a little more. In the movie Soul Food, there was like always a grandma or somebody, or Tyler Perry always has that old Medea or that old woman that's full of wisdom, that's talking to him. My grandma Snoops used to say to me, well, Nikki, did you pray about it? I'm like, what? She's like, did you pray about it? Grandma? And she's like, I know. That's the hard thing to do.
Yep.
The easiest thing to do is to be spontaneous.
And react. Yeah, that's why that discernment comes into play.
But it took me years to learn that. Girl, I'll be reacting like, I'm going to get you. I'll be reacting and turn into a whole new person.
You're not alone.
But it's taken, right? We always say the two of us together when we were younger.
This is why we didn't meet.
We'd have had some issues.
It's good that we didn't meet in our 20s.
Yeah, we'd have had some issues. Yeah. But, I mean, yes, I would love to welcome you into the fold. I would love to have two grandmas taking care of my grandbabies and my grandpups.
And maybe even see like the positive impact that relationship may have
on him.
On him. Yeah, exactly.
On him. Right? Because maybe, loving yourself is really difficult. I remember looking at an Oprah Winfrey show. This was back when Oprah had Oprah on TV in the chairs. And she said, the hardest thing in the world isn't to make a decision. It's to stick with the decision that you made. And I was like, wow.
My hardest part is making the decision. Once I decide, I'll stick to it.
And see, mine was sticking with the decision that I made.
Yeah, I'm opposite with that.
Enough about me. Let's talk about you. What are your standards for dating? What is something, or who is somebody, or what are the characteristics of a person that you would, because your mom lives with you now, so you have your two girls and your mom. Who or what kind of man would you welcome into that environment with your kids and your mom? Like, tell me some of the characteristics of that person.
When you say welcome into the environment, that like took the question to a whole other level, because when I think about dating, I don't think about them even coming into my space.
Wow.
At home.
Well, that's broke up with.
No, when you said it like that, I was like, oh man, like I pictured that. So interesting that it translated in my brain like that. It leads to the other, because really at this point in my life, if we go on a date, then that means I'm actually considering you for something more than just a date.
Correct.
Right. So I'm not at this point, like my friends will be like, oh, just go out for fun. Like,
so are you saying like a date, or are we just going to meet up for a drink, or are we having a real date?
So it depends. Like that's all a date to me. Like if I'm meeting somebody for a drink, like we're out, we're meeting, that's a date. Like, right. That's a date to me.
Okay.
So there has to be some level of interest at that point. So it's changed for me, because I obviously younger, it was just more like, oh, he's cute. Like he he's cute and his smile and he's funny. And now it's more like, does he own businesses? Does he have investments? Does he work consistently?
Is there
like,
a hedge fund?
Can he have like an intelligent conversation with me?
Correct.
Is he like interested in me more than just like, and I said this to my ex, like, I remember we were out at lunch one time and I said, all this goes away.
100%. 100%.
And he was like, what? And I said, all this goes away. And I was like in my 20s at this point, right? So, I want somebody who can look at me and want to have conversations with me, not have me be the showpiece or the trophy. That has always been something that has been, I appreciate how I look, like, don't get me wrong. And I take care of myself.
You do.
Because I love myself, not because I hate myself, right? I take care of me because I love me, not because there are things about me I don't like. And so I want to be able to be with someone who appreciates that about me, but understands I'm not just that thing.
And when you're saying this, I think one of the factors or something that is big, I think for you and I both, is what I hear you saying is you have to have a man that likes himself as well.
Yeah.
Like he has to like himself as well. He has to take care of himself as well.
So, I have a list. Like I have a list.
Okay. Let's talk about this.
And I'd have to pull it out. We talked about the list before. But even talking to my daughters, I'm like, number one, he needs to love God. Because I feel like if you have a higher power, so to speak, that you answer to, then you are still coachable. Everything doesn't land on his shoulders.
Correct.
He can get on his knees and pray and be like, okay, what do I do with this? What do I do in this situation? How do I handle it? I think I don't think that's number one. That's important. I went on a date with a guy and, so we were having lunch and he was like, the food came and I was like, okay, so are you going to like bless the food? And he goes, like, pray? And I go, yeah. And I said, did you get
your purse?
I said, all right. I'm like, you don't pray? And he's like,
did you pick up your purse?
Right. It's an opportunity to, what's it called? Like,
I'm out.
Minister to him.
Yeah, I'm out.
So I just said the prayer, whatever. And he's like, well, I just believe in everything. And I'm like, what do you mean you believe in everything? He's like, I believe in like all the different places, like you can go in religion, and worship like wherever. And he just listed like temple. He said stuff I never even heard of. So I was like, yeah, this isn't like that date's not going to go. We're not going to see each other again. Right.
Correct.
And at the end, he's like, God, you're so easy to talk to. Like, can we like go out? I don't want this date to end. I'm like, oh no, this date is over.
You just don't know it yet.
Oh no, this date is over. So that's number one. And then the things I mentioned before, like it may sound kind of superficial, but when you're talking about the lifestyle you want to live, I want to live with somebody who is ambitious. I want to be with someone who's ambitious. And at this point in our life already has a foundation set. Correct. And is building already on top of the foundation.
Correct.
In our 20s, that's different. In the 20s, you're looking for somebody who has that drive and ambition and is like doing something with their life, not just want to hang out in the club all the time, but really has focus and direction. I keep saying the same thing, but you get where I'm going with it. And then someone who has been has been married or has been in a serious relationship. Like that person that I'm with has to have been in a relationship. This same guy that I'm talking about had never been in a relationship before. The people he dated were in a relationship with someone else. So he was like the side chick.
Oh God, he's sliding up in some DMs. He's sliding up in DMs.
I appreciate the honesty though. Like I appreciate the honesty. Like I said before, like just let me know what the facts are, because then we can make real decisions, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe I'd have been cool with that, and he'll probably meet some people, especially in Atlanta, that would be okay with that.
Right. I tell my kids that. Let me know what I'm up against, so I know how to handle it. Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So I would like someone who's in that, has been in a real relationship, either divorced, married before, maybe whatever, but has been in a relationship. And if they have children, I would like their children to be older than mine.
Wow. That's good. That's really good.
I would like their children.
I didn't think of that.
I would like their children to be older.
Yeah, because I ain't babysitting. Like, unless it's my grandkids, that ain't happening.
Yeah, I would like them, my children older than mine. And all the other stuff is just like physical attributes, right? But
correct.
Love me, like love my children, want to be a part of their lives, being willing to be like that counselor, that mentor. And then encourage me in the things that matter
Right.
to me to grow as a person and be my friend. I don't want to be with
I
somebody
think
who's
that's where
my
the
friend.
relationships need to start
Yeah.
because I've had people that say they're okay about the situation that I've lived, but as they got into the thick of it, they weren't okay.
Yeah.
It was like,
but if we're friends, we can have that conversation, right?
and
we can
that's what I'm
talk
saying.
about
Where
it.
I've thought you were my friend and you could handle this that's coming, but then I also felt like, do I have to have my life? I have to hide my life so that you don't feel some type of way,
Right?
I gotta hide like something new I got so you don't feel some kind of way. Or, when my kids were little and my kids would give me gifts, well, my kids ain't got no money. Like,
Right.
So don't act like my kids bought it. They didn't buy it.
Right.
But then it's, well, why would he still buy you that? Because I'm the mother of his children. Right? The same reason why I would still do something for him. Because he's the father of my children.
Right. From the kids.
And that's what every mother should be celebrated.
Yeah.
I don't care if you with her or you not. I don't care if you like her or you don't. She's raising your kids.
Yeah.
Every father has his due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to be celebrated. Right? Again, because the kids didn't pick it.
Yeah.
The kids didn't pick it.
But that's a level of maturity and security that, unfortunately most people don't have.
But we have to have it if we're dating and we have grown kids, because our daughters will see him.
Yeah.
Our son will judge him.
My girls say, they actually said the other day, like, we know, like, you and dad, like, you don't like each other. I was like, well, I never said, it's not that I don't like your dad because of what our relationship was like, but I love your dad. I want the best for your father. I want him to be the very best because I see that in him. I know it's possible. So if I look back and think about what I wish I would have done differently, I would have, which I'm doing more now of, is just trust my instincts, like trust myself, the voice inside of me, trust my spirit, my discernment.
In making that choice, would you have chosen to work on your marriage a little more, or would you still
I would have left sooner.
You would have left sooner?
I mean, I don't even know if I would have married him, if I'm being 100%.
I think that's good.
Transparent.
I think that's good if you're being
transparent. I probably wouldn't have married him.
Wow.
But then I wouldn't have my girls. Like looking where I am now, I would have because of my girls, I would have. But if they weren't in the picture at all, then I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have married him.
Would you marry again?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a whole nother show.
I would I want to say yes, I would get married again. But really what I think I would do, which is I would want to like have a life partner.
And not me.
Like, not you. Somebody else.
Not me.
Like, I would get married again. Because I love the idea of like real like marriage, real connection, real like that friendship plus the intimacy of it and being able to be completely vulnerable and like, all the things that I am and he is, like sharing that with each other and sharing our lives together. And like, I love the idea of like doing that with one person. Right. So yeah, I would get married again.
That's cool.
I would get married again. What about you? What's the one thing that you would be like, ooh, I would do this differently for sure?
If I'm being 110% honest with you, I wouldn't do anything different. I'd leave it all the same. And the reason I'd leave it all the same is because, the things that I missed, I was supposed to miss. I think I've learned a whole lot of life lessons through all this. I don't think I would change a thing because it helped me be a better person.
That's true.
Even when I failed at it, right? Even when I sucked at it, even when I missed it and I feel guilty about it, I would leave it. Like I wake up, it's so funny. I still pray for some of the people that I'm not friends with, right? I probably would have, when I look at it now, they just weren't meant to be my friends, right?
Well, what's the saying, like season, reason, lifetime or something like that, right?
Honestly, I don't think I would have changed anything. I wouldn't change who helped me bring Dee. I wouldn't change who helped me bring Mariah and Gracie. I wouldn't change any of it.
Yeah.
And it's probably best that they didn't marry me, because I would have divorced them.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't change that part because of the girls, of who they are. You know, I love that. So that part I wouldn't change.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change it at all.
Yeah.
I don't have regrets.
I think through every season of my life, God's changed me. Right? If you were sitting here talking to 20-year-old Mauri, she wouldn't have gave you that answer. Right? I've probably been trying to get another hairstyle or some shoes or something. I don't know what I would have been doing, right? I would have been different. But
yeah,
looking back now on my life, I would probably leave it, because I've got a great life.
Yeah.
I've got great friends.
I think I would have set more boundaries. Like, I would have been more boundary and set more bound, like with, you know, like my ex-husband,
oh my God,
when I married him,
best at setting a boundary I've ever seen in my life.
Now,
you asked me to set a boundary.
Now I am, but back then when I met him, I think if I'd set more boundaries and spoke up for myself more, then we maybe would have turned out differently, you know. But I don't have regrets. Like, I don't regret marrying him. I don't regret anything. And it's been hard, like the things that I've had to deal with, and it's been hard.
I know when you tell me, I know, God help whoever you say you're finished with. Because when you say, I'm done, I'm just leaving, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Or you'll ask me, why are you still talking to them?
Yeah.
Like, really?
And it's kind of out of curiosity too, because I don't function that way. You know, and maybe I probably need a little bit sprinkled into my life.
And I think that's why we've remained such good friends, because you're like, that's just stupid.
Well, it's truth. It's the honesty. Like, the honesty is what keeps us. Like, that's part of what is so valuable, I think, about our friendship.
Yeah. So I think if I don't want to know something, I ain't gonna ask you, because you gonna tell me. You gonna tell me.
It won't be harsh though.
Yeah.
It won't be harsh.
It's like the day I said I took the shot. You were like,
oh my gosh. I was like, but you set it up. You're like, you Eminem me. You were like, you said all the things I was going to say.
I know you. I know how to coast through that.
You
right?
Eminem me. You're like, I know you're going to say.
Well, that's why you said to me earlier, well, when you have a wedding, you're having a whole.
You are having a whole wedding.
Full function.
You are. If you come to me talking about we're just going to go. I'll be like, nope, we're doing a whole wedding. A whole wedding on a beach. It's going to be like a whole situation.
Can I wear a black gown?
You can wear whatever you want, but it's going to be a whole wedding.
Okay.
Like, all the people, like, we're not, it's going to be huge.
Yeah, because y'all going to be celebrating more than me. My neighbors going to be like, ooh, we don't have to jump the car. We ain't got to blow out the candle.
It's not even that, but I feel like
let her in.
It's not like you haven't had the opportunity to get married. It's more of like, when you do get married, it's just going to be like, this is the one, and we're just going to celebrate it.
Y'all going to be like, are you real?
We have an altar call.
Not the altar call. That's so funny. Yes, he's probably don't need to be on the altar dealing with my whole family and the extended family. He's gonna be like, I thought I was marrying you.
No,
I'm like, no, you marrying me,
everybody.
My neighbors, my ex's cousin's brother, sister.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Pickup Line.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch us.
And listen to us on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.